Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. I don't think I really had a choice either way.
You sure? Because we recording now. You got your
I
list
know.
together. You in there?
Some people are still. I'm still making some cuts. Still sliding other people in other
It's a little
categories.
late. Nah, nigga. We recording,
No,
right?
it's not, no, it's still not late. Even though we're recording, I haven't said anything yet, so
Yeah,
I can make as many
yeah, so
edits
it doesn't
until I
count.
put it out there. I
I
can
just
make
want to
as many
see
changes.
how trash your list about to be, nigga.
Shut up, bro. Like, I'm actually really interested. There's like every year you always got some wild shit that don't nobody listen to. That's on yours.
I don't know what you're talking about, dog. That brother Ali
Usually
album
slot.
last year, that brother Ali album last year was fire, and you know it.
That's fine. But then you ends up like I think like 2 years ago you put like JPEG Mafia in there or something like that.
I didn't put JPEG Mafia on there.
I don't know. You did something. It was like who? Ain't nobody heard of him.
Nah.
But it's okay because this is what we like, right?
This is what we like. It's that time of the year again. Might check the bar report. End of 2020, the worst year in my life, and everybody else's. But we had some good ass music this year.
We did, even though it didn't feel like it though.
It didn't feel like it, but we had some good ass music this year. And now it's time for us to tell you the best shit that came out.
Let's go.
Just like the previous ones, it's just first time checking this out. My list is primarily made strictly of what I enjoyed the most. Not what I thought was the best critically acclaimed album, not anything that I thought people should go listen to. My shit that I rocked out over and over again. I went back and listened to some older shit just to, not have a recency bias, you know what I'm saying? So I can say, you know what? That shit's dope, still dope. I went back and listened to some more, like, damn, that shit fire too. So, ready to get into this shit.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Jesus Christ, nigga. So
this is stressful. This is very stressful. I get anxiety every year when I
you
have
get
to.
anxiety?
It does something to me. I'm not to the point where I need.
I made mine while eating tacos. I don't know how that makes you feel right now, but I ate mine while eating tacos.
You know, I don't have tacos, but I'm enjoying myself with other things.
Thanks.
So oh, by the way, Merry belated Christmas. Belated Merry Christmas.
You as well.
Yeah. And
I got my whole notebook, so this shit ain't just off the cuff. I got my shit written down. I'm gonna be like the better people. I start putting that shit on my phone.
I'm like, I've got two different sides.
Okay.
I've got things going on. So I don't know if America can see it, but we're about to go down.
That's how my shit is. I got like a whole section over here, just a list.
I got check marks. I got numbers, circles, X's. Oh, this is great. This is great.
Shit scientific, dog.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody else will see this. They'll discover this later and look back in the history of like, man, this is when they really used to take music seriously. Let's go, bro.
All right, let's not hesitate, dog. Hit me with your top 10, starting with number 10. What you got?
So my favorite, I'm just gonna run it off down the list. This is what I enjoyed most.
No, start from number 10, right? You start from number 10?
Oh, we're starting from number 10. We're gonna do the crescendo.
Okay.
So now, one thing I will say, actually, no, I'm not gonna give it away. No, we'll highlight it then. But my number 10, locally bred, Mr. Boldy James for the price of tea in China.
I like that pick.
Thank you. Also locally bred at number 9, Eminem, Music to Be Murdered By.
Whoa.
Absolutely.
I respect that.
Keeping it real local right now, to start it off. After that, we switched it up a little bit, keeping it on this side of the Mississippi. We're going Conway Lulu.
Okay. What number was that?
That's number 8.
That's number 8. Okay. Conway Lulu. What we got for 7?
7. We're gonna go with Nas, King's Disease.
Okay. I was just playing that for you a second ago.
Absolutely.
7 Summers. That shit's hard.
100%.
Love that album cover too. Where my vinyl at?
And we're also going to go to, now this is where it starts to get real dicey. So I'm actually making an adjustment.
Okay.
From what my list
substitution and shit, or
I'm making an adjustment right now on my list. It's different from what I have written down.
Because it's a foul on the play. You haven't committed to it yet. They haven't hit the flow yet, so it don't count.
Yeah, I haven't said it. Since I wrote it down, it hasn't been delivered. So
okay.
So this is on the fly switch.
Where we at number what?
Number 6. We're gonna go with D Smoke, Black Habits.
Ooh.
I know, but this is my favorite.
with the dark horse pick.
Yeah. So Black Habits, I love that album. It was great. Now here's where it starts to get even more choppy. I'm gonna have to go ahead and make another on the fly switch, and we're gonna go with Jay Electronica, Written Testimony at number 5.
Okay.
Okay. Now number 4, go with Black Thought with Streams of Thought.
Volume Thrace.
Trace. We're gonna go with Benny the Butcher, Burden of Proof. And then rounding out the last 2 at number 2.
Hold on. Number 3 was what? What was? Hold on. Rewind a little bit.
Wait,
4.
did I skip one?
I don't know. Give me 4 again.
4 was 'cause I made my switch on the fly. So 4 was Black Thought, Streams of Thought.
Okay. 3 was Jay Electronica.
3 is Jail. No.
No. 5 was Jay Electronica.
Yes.
Okay. So what's 3?
Yeah. D Smoke came in at 6.
Hit me again.
And Daylight came in at 5.
Okay.
At 4 we got. I messed that one up on my own. My bad.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, okay, you need to run it back?
No, we're good.
Okay.
Nope, I'm just following everything. I'm just redoing right now.
Okay. It's on the fly, y'all.
Yep, this is on the fly.
So where we at? Number 4 was what?
So number 4 should be Black Thought.
Okay. Trace.
Number Trace should be our boy Benny the Butcher.
Okay.
Or Proof.
Okay.
Yeah, you messed me up. I'm good.
Okay. Let's get them top 2 down. I know which one is one of them.
Our boy Freddie Gibbs, Alfredo. Him and Alchemist did the damn thing. And numero uno, rounding it out locally, our boy Royce with Allegory.
Okay.
That's my 10, man.
Not a bad list.
I mean, I wanted to start it off and end it off with Detroit. Like our boys did.
How many Detroit albums you got on your list right now?
That would be 3.
You got the M, the Royce,
And the Boldy.
and the Boldy?
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely. And Jay Electronica actually also has ties to Detroit as well. So technically,
He does. He lived here for a while.
he did. He did. So, yeah. So Detroit got connections in 40s albums, right? Or 40 slots right here.
Okay.
I'm extremely excited. Let's hear what type of weirdo shit you got on yours.
Man, first off, don't disrespect me like that.
You disrespect yourself. You disrespect yourself.
You ready?
Let's do it. What you got?
Number 10.
All right.
I got TK Mazda. Last Year Was Weird, Volume 2.
And here we go.
First off, her EP.
Hold on, I'm
fire.
writing this down. I'm trying to be the scribe for this. This is who?
TK Mazda. TKAY. It could be pronounced TK. I'm not 100% sure on this. Never heard her actually say her own name. Mazda. Maizda. Last Year Was Weird, Volume 2. Shit's fire, dog. You got like some neo soul with some rapping on there. You got some trap with some rapping. JPEG Mafia is on the track.
Of course it is.
And that you need to go ahead and add that because that shit is dope.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and add. All right. That's your 10. All right, we're already starting off wild. All right, let's go. What's your number 9?
Number 9, Stovey's Home. Stove God Cooks. Reasonable Drought.
You know what?
That shit is dope.
I remember when you get that is a dope album, and I figured that you were gonna have that on there. That's a good call right there. I like that.
Stove God Cooks is on fire. He's killing the features on the Real Bad Boldy album that just came out. Killed that on the West Side Gun. Killed that on that extra long ass track that's on there. Killing that shit.
Okay.
Yeah. Stove God Cooks. If you ain't listening to that, you need to go listen to that shit. That shit's dope.
I respect it. What's your number 8?
Number 8, Conway Lulu.
Oh, we slided Lulu in the same spot. That's interesting.
That shit's dope too. Even though it's an EP, man, that was the one that said, you know what? I'm sold on Conway. I told you that, like, for a while, I'm not the biggest Conway solo album fan.
Fair.
That shit came out. I was like, okay.
Yep.
You got me now.
You can't
Deny it.
Yeah. As much as you would like to, you can't. Good call.
Number 7. Busta Rhymes. Extinction Level Event 2.
You know, it's funny because that Nas kicked him out on my. I had him in there, and then Nas kicked him out. Yep.
Busta Rhymes came through with a great album from somebody who's hasn't put out an album in fucking years, and brought out like the album outside of one track is like back to back to back to back really good tracks. It's long as fuck. And then the deluxe edition came out, made it even longer.
Yep.
And them tracks are good too.
Yep.
I was pleasantly surprised. That shit was good. And that shit made it to number 7 on my list.
I like
number 6. Royce the 5'9" Allegory. So for a while, Royce wasn't in my top 10. You know, it didn't make my top 5 mid-year, if I'm not mistaken. It wasn't in my top 5. That shit made it number 6, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And I told you the biggest things with some of the stuff was the anti-vax lines that kind of pulls me out of that album.
Okay.
You know, he since has slightly come around to it with his discussions with the great Lupe. So, of course, I went back and listened to it just because the album is dope. It's really good. Motherfucker produced the whole damn album outside of some primo scratches himself.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dope album.
Yep.
Royce is a legend.
That just really surprises me to hear you put Royce that far down on the list. But I understand why. There's a good reason.
Number 5.
Let's get into top 5.
Birdman.
I am so scared about what I'm about to hear.
Number 5, Westside Gunn, Pray for Paris.
It's cool.
That album is fantastic. Next time Bobby, whenever he decided to come back from his secret mission, that was the album that said he can't talk shit about Westside no more on his albums.
Yep.
And that album is great.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best project he put out. He put out 3 albums this year, and that's the best one of the 3 for me. That shit's dope. Number 4, Conway, from a king to a god. From king to a god. That shit is just too fucking dope. Now, it was between 3 and 4 was my switcheroos right there, but I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna change it.
Okay. So you didn't do the switcheroo on the fly.
I didn't do switcheroo. I thought before we started,
didn't pull the
I didn't put like the little arrow here and then the other arrow here.
Exactly what I have right here.
Yeah, I figured. No, I didn't do that. I just said, you know what? I'm rolling with it. Conway, from a king to a god, is great. And then he just put out the deluxe, and that shit is too hard, dog. When the deluxe by itself added raw oysters, I was like, all right, you win. That track is so hard, it don't make no sense. His flow is impeccable. Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ, dog. Every track on this shit is fucking great.
Good call.
Number 3.
Let's go. What we got?
Toby Nwigwe, Cinco Originals. That shit is hard for me. If you want a track that bang every single track back to back to back, you really don't have no breaks except for the little mini raps or whatever. You ain't got no, but that shit goes and slaps.
We're gonna come back to the album later in this podcast. We're gonna come back to the album. But good. All right, I like that. Number 2, top 2, baby.
Freddie Gibbs and Alchemist, Alfredo.
Good call. You can't say nothing about it.
Nope, that shit's great from beginning to end. Freddie has been on a roll, an undeniable roll, with back to back to back to back projects that have all been dope. From the moment he got out of jail from overseas and shit and came back home, he been dropping fire every project, and it's been getting better every project.
Yes, sir. All right. And Number one.
which was number one as well on my mid-year Run the Jewels 4. That shit came out at the exact right time for the messages that they were sending, and that shit is back-to-back hits too. It's underground, of course, but that shit came out around the time, in what's that, February, March, or whatever. All the protests going on. They hitting on the same topics of all the shit that's going on right there. Album is just amazing.
I like that. So we got TK Mazda.
Yep.
Stove God Cooks, Conway, Lulu, Bus, ELE, Royce, Westside Gun, Pray for Paris, Conway again from King to a God, Toby, Freddie, RTJ. That's solid 10. I mean, I don't know anything about TK. I did listen to that Stove God when you sent it to me. That shit was dope. But I just added TK to my list. So
shit to listen to.
I'll go ahead and I'll be listening to it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. It's short. It's an EP.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like what, 7-8 tracks I think I saw?
Something like that. Yeah, it's like 28, 29 minutes, something. Shit's dope.
Yeah, I like that. Now,
I was shocked. Did you have Busta Rhymes in your list?
I know. So remember when we were talking in the start where I was struggling with 6 and 7, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8.
Mm.
So when I started writing things down, you remember I put my hand on my head like this.
Yeah.
Because that's where I was at. Because I was faced with a situation. I wasn't going to leave Boldy and M out. There's no way, and I couldn't. And I was like, okay, these are at least going to be my bottom 3.
I was shocked you put the Eminem in there. I really am. I'm really shocked you put the M.
Because actually, when I
went back to it and kind of listened to it.
I went back to it. And I was like, God, this is a.
Because during the review, you was kind of split. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You enjoyed it a lot more on the later.
I enjoyed it a lot more. It was like a more acquired taste on the second go around, and so at that point in time, and it's like, and Nas and where I was at for the Nas album, and so that's where actually the line was broken for number 7 for Nas or Bus, because I had Bus in there right before we started. I erased him out and put Nas in.
So is he number 11?
Yeah, right. So it's like a 7A and 7B, because realistically, like the only reason I wrote Bus in is because it was a newer album. And
yeah, that was my biggest thing with the Toby. Was like, damn, I hope I don't have no recency bias off of this album. But I've looped the fuck out of that album, so I'm like, nope. It's going in the list. So
Toby hit my surprisingly good, because I didn't know about it. And I didn't know anything about him. I was like, whoa, like this cat. And then also too, the reason why I couldn't put him in the 10 is because it's exactly like what you said when you were doing your review of it, is that it's back to back. It don't let up, and there's not enough of a like. I dig it. It's dope, but like I kind of like a little bit of difference. I mean, it's similar to how the Run the Jewels is. The Run the Jewels is back to back to back to back. So exactly. So like the only reason, I mean, RTJ, I can't put them in a surprising category because I already knew about them. Yeah. And I expect them to put out something else like that. So they fell into my honorable mention category. So what you got in your honorable mentions? Honorable mention, I'm gonna put in RTJ, Reason, New Beginnings. Fly God's an awesome God. That's African Gun. Yep. And King to a God, Conway. And Nick Grant. I just realized you put Lulu over King to a God. Yeah. Lulu, because Lulu is because Lulu for me is kind of like the same thing. Like it kind of solidified the fact that Conway is actually somebody I'm gonna fuck with, or I'm gonna listen to. I'm gonna make sure I turn my ears up anytime he's on a track, because I'm looking forward to hearing what he's saying now. Like Lulu made that happen for me. Yeah. And my top 10 twice. Yeah. So, and to give her some love, Meg Thee Stallion, Good News. Okay. That's a solid ass album, and she addressing the Tory Lanez shit on the first track, throwing out a hell of a headshot. I thought that was great. Like she just out here doing her thing, and Plus, too, like with her using her platform, she's doing a lot of stuff for trying to create a lot of noise around, Breonna Taylor and all that stuff too. So, the girl's doing more than just her music. You gotta give her props. You really got to. That's what I got.
I had my honorable mentions. Had the Benny the Butcher, The Burden of Proof.
I was really surprised you left him out.
I don't love that album as much as other people do. I prefer everything he's put out before then. Tana Talk 3 is still my epitome of my Benny the Butcher projects, but I prefer everything. Not everything, but the two Conway projects, the West Side Gun project, all of those to me are just better albums. There's something about the production of that album and how it was handled with him. They match, they go together, but it's missing some grit for me. I don't know. Something that's missing from that. It's too polished.
I was about to say, it seems it's too polished for you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
I had COD Descendants of Cain, which was in my top 5, and moved to my my honorable mentions. I don't know if you ever listened to that. That shit is like,
I think I gave it half
monotone. It's good though, because it's his rapping and how he rapping, everything is just dope on that album. But it's an acquired sound. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those, you either gonna like it or you not. What else I have on there? Oh, that Blue in Exile to Miles. That shit's just long as fuck, but it's really good. But that, I can see how somebody may not have that on their list because of how long it is.
Yeah,
it's
you gotta sit down. You gotta sit down.
You gotta section that. You can't listen to that. It's like that Game album that came out. That was an hour and a half.
Jesus, yeah. Like 90 tracks.
Dog. Denzel Curry and that Kenny Beats Unlocked album was on my honorable mention.
You know what? Yeah, I'll throw that in mine too.
I like that album too. I like the concept that they had with the video and everything that went with it. That shit was just dope.
I'll throw that
missing song files or whatever, and they had to go retrieve them, and each one is like almost like a incomplete song, and they were making it. Shit was dope. Had Nas King Disease on there. I had the Eminem Music to Be Murdered By on there. Yeah.
I like it. You know what I just thought about? That I left that and this is also
and I had the Bodie, Price of Tea in China is also on there for my honorable mentions.
So you know what? I'm just gonna add a quick little category.
What's that?
Just because like music that like albums that I enjoyed, but they don't necessarily just fall into any category of top 10 or honorable mention for a top album.
Yeah.
Like just
other stuff in
albums. I'd probably say that's more likely where Denzel Curry for mine goes, not necessarily an honorable mention. It's just like I enjoyed the album. I'd also say that about Circus, Mick Jenkins. And then
that shit was like January 3rd or something.
Yeah, completely forgot about that album. And then also too, I would put in Mac Miller, Circles.
Yeah, I was gonna say for me it'd be like the Mac Miller, Spillage Village, Elzai's album.
Yeah, Elzai did put out a good album too. I didn't give it that many spins, so I can really.
The most recent Bodie album, Real Bad Bodie. That shit's in that list. I haven't gotten enough spins to it till you put it in any other list, which is why I haven't mentioned it or whatever.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. What was what about disappointing? I think
let me get to my most surprising first.
Oh, most surprising. Oh, okay.
Most surprising album that I had.
Sure.
Was Vic Mensa, the V tape.
Oh, really?
Everything Vic Mensa has put out has been garbage. Since he put out his debut album, which I think has been like maybe a mixtape or maybe 2 mixtapes after that. Put out a mixtape this year called the V tape. And when I say, I was like, you know what? Vic Mensa is trash, but I'm going to listen to this shit anyways. And I was like, holy shit, this shit is actually good. It blew my mind. It's actually really good. I'm fucking shocked. I'm still shocked about it right now that I'm smiling about it because that shit is actually really good. If you haven't listened to Vic Mensa shit, it's dope.
Okay.
It's not no rock and roll shit that he had been doing before, no shit that he was trying to experiment on and nothing like that. Straight up rap. And he's smoking tracks.
Okay.
That was my most surprising.
I'll add him right now. I've got the Nick Grant and Tay Beast,
Okay.
and then Toby and get
That Nick Grant was dope. I like that
yeah.
project.
And plus,
Short,
it came right at the right time.
Yeah.
So, I think that hit in June.
It was a dead week when that came out.
It was a dead week. I remember I was in Miami, and I just woke up on a Friday, checked it, and I just saw the album cover of a little black girl getting her hair done. I'm like, oh my god, listen to this. This got to be good. And yeah, the little 5 tracks. I was 5 tracks of greatness. That and then the Toby.
Yeah, shit was dope. Now you said most disappointing. I'll go ahead and go first for that one. My most disappointing was Joyner Lucas ADHD. That was his major label debut.
Same.
And it didn't live up. He put out another mixtape or whatever you want to call it a couple months ago. That's okay. But ADHD was super disappointing.
Yep.
Bunch of old tracks. Didn't really do anything to really pull the album together. It was just random tracks all over the place. So I was really thoroughly disappointed at because I was looking forward to that, especially with the original mixtape that he had put out a couple years ago or whatever. My other most disappointing was the Reason album, that New Beginnings album. I know he was in your top 10. He's not in mine.
One of my top 10. He was out.
Oh, he's in your honorable mentions. That's right. Yeah, that shit was disappointing.
Really?
I was expecting a lot more out of that project, especially after hearing some of the Lucy's or whatever that came out. The album started off real copy and paste of what's out currently, and then it got better towards the back end. But outside of a few select tracks, like the one with Schoolboy or the one with Ab-Soul, or like the last track or whatever, the album was kind of mid.
All right.
Yeah.
I would say that my 2 Chainz album was disappointing for me.
Okay.
I tried to give it. I just couldn't do it.
But wasn't nothing that I was looking for anything more out of. Even though with 2 Chainz now, I look forward to 2 Chainz releases that I never would have said, 5, 6, 7 years ago. But I still don't expect anything out of 2 Chainz, while I still at the same time look forward to shit that he puts out. If that makes any sense whatsoever.
I would say also too, it's still not a bad album, but it was disappointing. Was Spillage Village?
I can kind of agree with that. I can kind of, and
I
think it may be because of the. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I feel like this is a negative category, but I don't want to put it in a negative light because it's not a trash album.
It's not. I like that album.
It just wasn't what I was expecting. Like I was like, okay, like it's still good. But
I wasn't expecting a religious album out of them, and it is a religious album in some context with all the, undertones of the track titles and some of the topics they're talking about and stuff like that. Layered under the album. I wasn't expecting that out of them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's coming out of them, but it's not what I was expecting.
Sure, exactly.
I was expecting Jid and all the rest of them to spaz.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, okay, this is going to be amazing, and it was good. It was all right. It was good. It was all right. It was a good album. It wasn't what I was looking for.
Yeah, me either.
And then of course the Joyner Lucas too. Yeah, I'm same with you on that. As far as trash,
what you got in the trash list?
Drake.
Which one?
Drake.
The demo, whatever that thing is.
The demo.
Yeah, the B-side stuff. We didn't hate that album either when we listened to it, if I remember correctly. Even though everybody says it's trash, because it is. You talking about
I went back and listened to it.
You went back.
Yeah. Like.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's got a couple tracks on there, but like as a whole, Like outside like Chicago Freestyle
Uh-huh.
and what is it? I think it's Landed. Like there's not gonna be anything else that I'm gonna listen to. Went back and listened to it. I'm like, nope, I can't do this album. I can't do it.
Hey, you're not gonna hear me argue.
I remember at the beginning of the year I was feeling it. And I don't know if it's from now, I don't know if it's coronavirus. I never, tested positive for coronavirus, but like it's just, this album does not do it for me now.
It's not.
No. Just a different person now. Maybe once life returns back to normal, sure. Maybe I might like this album again, but as of right now, no.
I'm leaving this in 2020. Did you have anything else on the trash list?
No. That not well. No.
No.
I'm not gonna do that to them.
No.
I can always predict what you're about to say.
Are you? Do you know what I'm gonna say? Well, I have two on my list for my trash list for the year of 2020.
Yeah.
First one, Bodie James, the Versace tape. That shit is trash. Bodie put out 4 projects in 2020, and 3 of them have been good. But the Versace tape, oh my god, that shit is trash. It's the most boring album that I've listened to this year. The beat production on that album is so bad. I think
that is a bad album.
He couldn't even figure out what to do with it. There's like one good track, 1.5. And that's
a bad album. That is a bad album. Actually, that album probably should be on there aside from Drake. Like, but go ahead. What's your other one?
Sure you want me to tell you?
Is it in my top 10?
Uh-huh.
Oh god! All right.
Tell me what it is. What's my other trash album of the year of 2020?
I thought you were gonna throw Big Sean under the bus.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Big Sean is in my, I don't have a category section. But I'll just go ahead and say it for you, dog. It's Jay Electronica, a written testimony.
Yeah. That
shit's trash. Everybody who listens to that album, I don't care if you think the rapping is good, you should be highly disappointed for what you got. This nigga Jay-Z's on half the album, on a solo album that you've been waiting 28 years for and shit. And then to make you feel better, he put out a 28-year-old album a couple months ago to make you feel better about the 30-year-old album he put out with old tracks on it. Yes, I'm making up numbers that don't even go in the right order.
So
you should really be upset about what you got.
This is so disrespectful.
Trash.
So disrespectful. I think this is the same conversation that you, I, and Clark had.
We did. While we were listening. Let me tell you.
We were trying to gang up.
Let me tell you how Clark is so petty.
Make no sense.
Let me tell you how Clark is petty. You ready? Every time this nigga comes to my house, he wears the merch from that album to my house.
I love it. I love it.
Every time he comes over with a written testimony t-shirt on, every time.
I love it.
I say, dog, I'm gonna need you to stop. He was like, I didn't do it on purpose. I'm like, okay, cuz, then how come every time you come to my crib, you got the shirt on? It's not a coincidence after it's done twice.
That is great.
On purpose. But that's trash. And I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. When I get the album, because I did purchase it on vinyl, and it still hasn't delivered, probably because he hasn't sold out yet, because nobody buying that shit. I'm going to take a picture with it and say it's trash.
You are trash. You, my friend, are trash. Do you have anything else on your trash list?
No, that's it.
You are.
I can tell you right now that the Jay Electronica was the first one I wrote down, though. This is the first one I wrote down out of the 2. Bodie came second, and I hate that Bodie album.
You are trash. I'm so disappointed in you.
Don't be disappointed. You should have known this was coming.
I don't even know if I'm gonna wish you a Happy New Year.
Damn it! I wish this nigga Clark was here.
I don't want to wish you a terrible year because it's already been a bad one for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But and that would be that would be evil of me. But damn, bro, you're making it hard.
I'm just here to tell my truth.
That's it.
That's it. I'm just here to tell my truth.
All right. Well, you have it. There you go, world. It's telling us truth.
Before we get out of here, anything you're looking forward to album wise for 2021?
If Kendrick decides to put out an album.
Just like Kendrick, just give me an album.
Kendrick, just give me
Kendrick and Absol. That's the two I want right now.
He could just do a Beats by Dre commercial again and just give me a little snippet. I'll be happy. Like I just need something.
Yeah, Kendrick, Absol. Those are the two I'm really looking forward to. And I know Schoolboy is going to supposedly coming out with another album to try to redeem himself.
Yep. Anything Anderson .Paak is going to put together, whatever he can do, it's going to be great.
Some new album named after a city.
He's going to put out some greatness. It's what he does. He's got the Midas touch, real talk. Like, I don't think I've heard a bad Anderson .Paak track. Like, really.
I'm waiting on Anderson .Paak to put out a Watts album.
Might be it. I mean, it follows suit with his previous albums.
That's true. So
it was in Venice, Malibu. Forget what the other one was. But yeah, it's all Cali cities. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Outside of that, I said I'm looking forward to actually just being able to listen to music. Hopefully, not in my house or my car. Maybe see somebody play,
right.
or get on stage. That would be great. That probably won't happen until 2022.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
So pretty much, we both was like, we're just waiting on Kendrick.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Freddie Gibbs, I'm sure, is going to do his thing. I'm looking forward to taking a break from debating.
Me too. I'm looking forward to. I don't know if that's going to happen though.
I don't think so.
I think it should happen because he put out like 3 projects or 4 projects or something like that in 2020.
You think Lupe is going to come out with something?
Lupe? Let's see what his spacing is on album.
What would be dope is if him and Royce just did an album, because
that would actually be great
with their newfound friendship.
Well, they've always been friends.
No, partnership, I should say.
Yeah, with the pod.
Mm-hmm.
I like their pod.
Yeah, no, it's dope. Very dope.
But yeah, do I think Lupe is gonna come out with something? So we got Droga's Wave came out in what, 2018?
Wave, not the first one. What was that?
Yeah, no, not Droga's. Droga's Light, no, not that.
Yeah, so because when he was doing the Food and Liquor, he took that huge break.
Well, we got Tetsuo and Youth.
Droga's Light, Droga's Wave. So it's been 2 years. Well, he put out that EP with
It was 3 years between Droga's Wave and Tetsuo and Youth.
And Tetsuo and Youth, yeah, but he put out Droga's Light in 2017.
Yeah, I don't count that.
But if you're talking about quality album,
I'm talking about
it was 3 years.
Quality album, 3 years. So might get a Lupe project in 2021. I'm with it.
Yeah, I hope so. I
don't know when it's going to come out. I don't remember what month Droga's Wave came out, but Tetsuo and Youth came out in January, like the same week or the week apart from To Pimp a Butterfly that year.
Yeah, that was a good. Yeah,
that was a great January.
That's a good month.
So yeah, Kendrick is obviously number 1 on the list for 2021. Give me a project. It's been forever now since Damn came out.
Yeah, has it been 3 years?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Damn.
But yeah, so that Absol, Lupe. I don't really need anything else. I'm good with that at that moment.
Yeah, me too.
Well, that was our list. If you made it this far and enjoyed this, let us know how trash Larry's list is down in the comments below. And tell everybody how my list is far superior. Share this content with your friends. Subscribe if you never have. We'd appreciate it.
It's true.
Hit the little bell icon, get the notifications of all the new stuff we're going to put up. No idea what the new year is going to start like with albums. So possibly we may be on a break, possibly not. Guess it really depends on the people. But I got nothing else. Happy New Year to everybody. Peace out 2020. Hello 2021. Hopefully the shit's better.
True story. Be safe out there. Peace,
Yes,
love,
sir.
and blessings. You have it. You and your family, man. You have a safe and happy New Year too.
You as well, man. We out.
And wherever he is in the universe,
Wherever
he's protecting the world, saving babies and everything too. So,
Yep.
good hands. All right, brother. I'll at you.